what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it is Tuesday morning. Jimmy, I see you. I'm going to bring you on in. It's Tuesday morning after Memorial Day weekend. My salute to all the servicemen, past and present, and all the ones who served and died for this country. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Had great weekend, man. I'm just happy, man. I'm ready to go. Jimmy, hold on. You know how people talk about I'm good. Y'all, I'm so good today. Great. Everything's going on with good with the family, with everything. It's just good, man. What's going on, man? How was your weekend, Doc?
Man, got a chance to. I was supposed to go to Louisville for the EYBL, but then I switched gears and stayed in town because of USA basketball. I think I told you guys that on Thursday, and got a chance to go over there on 2 of the days and check out some of the some of the participants, as well as supporting those from Texas. It was 5 young men from Texas who were invited to this USA basketball 18 and under mini camp. And guys, understand, this is not like grassroots. USA basketball is based on your birth date as of January the 1st of the particular year. So what age are you on January the 1st of that particular year? The 5 young men from Texas, in no particular order, was Zayden High, Chris Johnson, Jordan Walsh, that's 3. Who am I missing? Anthony Black is 4. And the 5th one is Jacoby.
Walters.
Jacoby Walters. That's the 5th one. And basically they go through a lot of sessions. The first night, the college coaches were able to come out on Friday and Saturday. And this is NCAA basically granted the college coaches this privilege because in the past, a lot of college coaches had grievances as to how can college coaches be allowed to coach these teams, not just one, but an entire, it's like about 5 or 6. And that means college coaches, they're getting an unfair recruiting advantage if they're present and other schools don't have the opportunity to be there to evaluate. Absolutely. Or at least, and so the NCAA took this long. I think they started this stuff in 2009. So it's been all the way now since they finally got it, roughly 15 years later, almost, and able. But each school was able to be represented by 1 coach per day, which is that way it doesn't. Otherwise, you have 400 coaches in the building, and this ain't designed for that. So it was cool. It wasn't open to the general public.
Who were the coaches, Jimmy, of this
game? Off the top of my head, I won't be able to name all of them. I'll tell you some of the ones.
Just give me.
The head coach is Tad Boyle from Colorado. So he's designated as the head coach.
Okay.
Some of the assistants included the head coach at TCU.
Okay.
The head coach at Oklahoma State.
Mike was here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
The head coach at SMU.
Okay.
Right? That's Rod Lanier. And there was about 3 others off the top of my head. So it's about 6 or 7 make up that staff.
That's cool.
And of course, give a shout out to locally. Once again, this was held at Strake Jesuit. Strake Jesuit High School in Houston has a beautiful campus. Understand that this is one of the most expensive private schools to attend in the state of Texas. This straight Jesuit is like your Bishop Gorman in Nevada. That's kind of like how this campus is, but even better. Yeah, I would say even better, and because it's more real estate. Now, lastly, we'll talk about this topic. As I told you guys in the VIP news this morning on RCS Sports, I would elaborate on the Texas kids. It was 27 total players, ranging from, they had one rising sophomore from college and all the way down to one player that was the class of 2024, which would be a rising junior in high school. But their ages are, so obviously that rising junior is a definite reclass.
Yeah, he's young.
Obviously, no, he's not young. He's old for his grade. He's a definite reclass. And that 2024 kid is Derek Crane.
No, I'm talking about he's young to be in college. Being a sophomore in college, he's young.
Oh, yes. The other kid. The
Yeah.
kid, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. To be in college as a sophomore at 18,
yes.
You young. Yeah.
Yeah. And that kid there, that's CJ Floyd. He played at I forgot where he played it, and he transferred. He played at Connecticut this past season, and he's transferring to Providence. So he's going to Providence. He's solid. He's good. Everybody here was good. Now here's the deal: they cut the list down. They had one session on Thursday night, and here's the thing that happens a lot of times: the college coaches couldn't be there until Friday.
Okay.
So a lot of college coaches will be evaluating, and in some college, remember, there are a lot of schools. One coach might have came on this day, then they tag team out. Another coach came on that day. So whatever you saw is only what you saw when you saw. None of those coaches were able to see how those kids fared on Thursday night. And your first impression can be your lasting impression. So that was some kids that on Thursday night that may have just played their way out. Some things sort themselves out. And no matter how you slice this stuff, and I tried to tell this to several guys over the weekend, no matter how you slice it, somebody got to be number 27. But 27 don't matter. You might as well be number 18. They cut the list from 27 to 17. Then they will cut it from 17 to 12 in the next couple of days. Well, it doesn't. They didn't rank the players 1 through 27. Once again, if you didn't make the cut, you were one of the bottom 10. Somebody got to be in that bottom 10. Mm-hmm. And you could have been good enough on Friday, but you may have displayed something on Thursday night that some of those staffers got together and was like,
not just for this team. And that's what people got to understand. They're building a team, but keep going.
Yeah, and USA basketball is not necessarily the best players there. It's, do you fit the style of that particular staff and what's going to represent this country, because they got to take you out of town, out of the country.
Matter of fact, they're going to Mexico.
This group is going to Mexico, right? And understand, if they go out of town and you have the wrong type of chemistry, the wrong type of balance of players, then it could set stuff off. And that could end up embarrassing.
An international incident, just like like the Brittany Griner thing. But keep going.
It could.
Yeah.
If you got, so a lot of people, instead of you be thankful for the opportunity, you were there. Mm-hmm. You got the chance to compete. Then there's other guys that has been through this stuff before. You see, this, for some people, it's their first lap around the track with USA basketball. Yeah. So that means, guess what? Hell, if they invited me and you to 40 and over, we'll be nervous as shit. You know what I'm saying? That's human nature. But then guess what? There's no forbearance for you being nervous in this situation. You better get it together and come out balling and come out doing whatever you
got to play,
affecting your role.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how sports is. That's how sports. We're gonna talk about that a little later. But keep on.
Yeah, and so the thing is, I was looking at me just personally. I graded the 5 Texas players.
Texas kids, right?
And from it's only 5 of them. Somebody got to be. I mean, you're sitting there watching it, and that's what most of my focus was on the
5.
Texas,
right?
The 5 from Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and that's rightfully so. Now I saw some of the other guys, but I was more focused. Remember, I tell you guys all the time: you can watch and you can pay attention. I was paying attention to the Texas boys. Now I was watching and paying attention to assorted others. And by default, I mean, I'm watching you. I'm watching who you're guarding. I'm watching. If I'm paying attention to you, then I'm paying attention to who's defending you. If I'm paying attention to you, I'm paying attention to who you just dunked on. I'm paying attention to you. Well, the best Texas performer in that short span was Anthony Black. Jordan Walsh was the second best performer. Jordan Walsh is unorthodox. They're still trying to figure out his position, but he's so long and he's so effective and he plays so gritty. Intense. I mean, it's like he's in some possessions he can be Scottie Pippen, then other possessions he can be Sean Marion, then other possessions. I mean, it's like, and he's low maintenance. He just trying to ball. It could be shirt and skins with Jordan Walsh.
Stop, Jimmy, let me put an underline. Parents. Because I done heard some stuff about you parents out here. I'm telling you, from high up. Parents. He said the kid is low maintenance. Keep going, Jimmy.
And we're talking about Jordan Walsh at USA Basketball. A lot of people love Jordan Walsh. Arkansas head coach was there watching, Grant, you feeling good about yourself. You got two freshmen coming in there, and them dudes there. I mean,
they feed off each other, or did they play with each other at all?
They barely. The way they mixed the kids up, you damn near played with some of everybody.
Okay. All right.
And the way that they.
So he got a chance to play with his teammate at least once.
Yeah, I mean, but in the formal games, he was on a different team, formal scrimmages. But they got a chance to play with. They did some 3-on-3, which And
I like 3-on-3, but 3-on-3 show you a whole lot, Jimmy. But keep going.
It shows some things that a lot of kids, that a lot of people don't get to see in the course of a 5-on-5 game. But what I was giving you guys, I was going from 1 through 5 on ranking the players based on their productivity. I don't care what their rank was before they got here from Texas. I don't care what you thought of them, but based on what I saw,
there you go.
And with comparison to what several of the college coaches felt. I always like to pick the brains of the staffers, right? Some of those coaches on the staff. I pick the brains of some of the coaches in attendance. And then I factor that in. I already have my own opinion, but you can't see everything in the camp. You have something going on one court, you have drills on the other court, you're not going to get everything. And so here's the thing. Anthony Black, number 1. Jordan Walsh, number 2. Number 3 was Zayden High. He was a last-minute scratch. And there were several college coaches that actually were shocked he didn't make it. But then, once again, as I said earlier, those coaches didn't see him on Thursday night, and he was very nervous or played like a fish out of water on that first night. Okay. Well, the staff remember that, and that that probably counted against him.
Jimmy, it might not. They knew he wasn't going to make the team, Jimmy. And they know he might not been a fit for this team, even if he did play well. But keep going. Because I know some people who'd have been in NBA camp, ain't missed a shot and still got cut. But keep going, Jimmy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And so,
I'm sorry, the third.
Number four. Number 4 and number 5 was tight, but here's the thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to give the edge to Jacoby Walters.
Okay.
is because, and that means Chris Johnson by default would be number 5. That
Right.
doesn't mean Chris Johnson was horrible. Chris Johnson, this was his first time in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with this stuff. You're dealing with some international play. I mean, you can knock the ball off the rim. You can do all this stuff. You understand? Guys that ain't been in this before.
Different ball.
A different ball. It's a FIBA-approved basketball.
Right.
And those little things, and that's what Chris did not stink.
Mm-hmm.
Chris just was not one of the best guards there. Meanwhile, how do I put Jacoby ahead of Chris? It's because that was a set during Friday's action where Chris had to guard Jacoby.
Mm-hmm.
And in that set on Friday evening, Jacoby comes down, Chris hands down, Jacoby gives him a 3-pointer. It goes in from the right arc. About 2 possessions later, Chris comes down. He's guarding Jacoby again. He's over in the far corner, gets another 3, sticks it in right over Chris's in his face. 2 pretty much back-to-back threes. In the same set, after talking with the staffers, they had noticed something. Mm-hmm. Chris Johnson, and I saw it, and I didn't realize the staffers knew it. He brought it up. Chris Johnson was the last man across half court in 3 possessions in a row.
Oh my goodness!
And it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't no bad body language.
To me,
you just subdue the guard. You can't. That can't happen on defense.
Jimmy, what you said, Jimmy, fix your mouth. Cause I know you played baseball. To a basketball player, Jimmy, that is terrible. No. I'm not talking about Chris. I'm talking about that act of not getting back or not being the last one across half court. That can't happen. Excuse me. That's called, Jimmy, competing. When you go into college, when you go into these higher levels, it's called competing. I just didn't want you to gloss over that, Coach Jimmy. You said it wasn't bad. I know you ain't trying to beat up on the kid, but I'm talking about a basketball player. I know no excuses. Pro-Am, Casey is watching the show right now. You couldn't play on his Pro-Am team. You couldn't, dude. Chris, I want somebody to tell Chris, do me a favor. The Pro-Am start the 5th this weekend, June the 5th. Jimmy, please somebody bring Chris Johnson by there. Because, Jimmy, we got to teach these guys. I know y'all say, well, Robert, no, we got to keep reinforcing these things. When you in these kind of environments, Jimmy, you used to always tell me, well, Robert, he got the opportunity. When you get the opportunity to be in front of these group of people, you might not never be in front of this group ever again. When you go to, what they call it, Jimmy, Carnegie Hall, when they let your ass go to Carnegie Hall, Jimmy, you can't come out there sounding like Milli Vanilli. You know what I'm saying? You got to come out there like Whitney Houston. When you go to Apollo, you got, that's your Apollo. And we got to start preparing our kids like that. It ain't about putting pressure. You got to let them know the gravity of the moment. But keep going, Jimmy. Keep going. Yeah. I had to step in right there.
I mean, Chris Johnson, I think he had support. I think Daniel Ewing was there on Friday. TJ Ford come by on Saturday. You know, his parents, I saw his dad, and his dad is a legendary star on the Houston's softball circuit. Mm-hmm. Everybody that plays softball, brothers, they all know Chris. That's good. Chris's dad. That's and he was there. You know, I mean, and it wasn't a bad. You know, realize he the opportunity was there. CEO, hold on one second, Hal.
That's all right. Hold on. That's all right. But you know, I mean, parents, anybody, Jimmy, anybody can be there. I don't care who was there. I just want not just Chris. I'm not talking about Chris. I'm using this as an example. Chris, Jimmy, I think you wrote a text about our 2025. I'm talking to our 2025 kids who you saying gonna be special. They're gonna be a little bit different. I'm talking to their parents. I want them to listen to this. When you get these opportunities, man, we got to shine, man. We got to shine.
Yeah, and so we had a couple of questions. I think.
Okay, I put it up there. I got
you. Yeah, Rod Wade say, was this an invite camp that Hicks attended? Yes, Rod Wade. We're talking about USA basketball. This was a mini camp. This is the real deal. You know, it just happened. They love Houston.
Yeah,
obviously for them to bring it back after having it there again. I think just over a year and a half ago. So they're back in Houston. It was. You got to realize, man, a lot of people love H-Town. The thing is, when you would come in the past, they would say, well, everything is too far. See, Uber has helped bridge the gap where people don't have to drive in our traffic. You sit back in the back seat and get some work done while somebody else is driving you to and from and whatnot. And of course, the kids were transported and the staff by bus. But anyway, now back to this stuff. This is really important about, we're talking USA basketball. And you asked, does a kid from Beaumont United? No, Terrence Arsenault was not in attendance for this.
And he's probably not 18, is he?
Old. Yeah, he's already 18.
Yeah.
As of January the 1st. So Terrence Arsenault, and even if so, that doesn't mean you have to necessarily get this invite. This stuff, is certain.
Yeah.
You guys understand something. If you played and you ever tried out, see, when you come to a mini camp for USA basketball, you're also trying out for two other things that many kids may not understand once they arrive. One, you're trying out for the future to be invited back again if you don't make it. So just because you get an invite to this year, that don't mean you're getting invited next year. If they like if a lot of the intangibles fit in, they will bring you back. No matter what. There are some players, remember, that's why Steve Francis was so pissed off and basically back in the days went to verbal war against USA basketball, thinking he was snubbed. Well, he wasn't their type of player. Steve didn't understand that, and Steve probably looking back at it right now, he knew he had some stuff going on off the court that wasn't conducive to what USA basketball could be taking a risk of. He know that. But at the time, he didn't understand that. And everybody's influenced by somebody, and whoever was the person influencing him could not influence him or chose not to influence him to understand choices and consequences, Steve. They know you smoke. They know you drink, you sip. They know you putting something in your styrofoam cup. And at the time, they couldn't take no chance on that.
Okay. What's the other things you're auditioning for? What's the other things you're auditioning for? You said
you're also auditioning for the 3-on-3. That's a sport in Olympic competition now.
Absolutely.
You see?
Absolutely.
So 3-on-3 is a sport. It's a USA, it's an Olympic sport. It's a FIBA sport. And when they had the 3-on-3 out, I was loving it. That was one of my favorite parts of it. Because now, for a lot of these kids, let's simplify the fraction, guys. How many, for you coaches out there that are watching the Chop Shop right now, when the last time you saw some of your kids, your basketball players, play 3-on-3? When is the last time you saw some of your kids play 3-on-3 basketball?
And the loser got to sit down.
This is they let you know it's gonna give you an aha moment.
No.
This is a sport, and it's not going to get less popular. It is going to get re-energized as they start televising it. 3-on-3.
Jimmy,
the big three is
Keontae George went over there and won. That part, I don't know which one it was, but he went over there and won the 3-on-3. And It was on TV. Yes. And he was killing in that 3-on-3.
Certain players that might not have made the 5-on, that might not have made that 17, one or two of those could be they're only gonna take 4 for the 3-on-3. Only 4.
Yeah.
Will make it. You know, you have 3 and you have a sub that goes.
Is that 4 gonna come out of this 17, out of this pool?
That 4 is going to come out of the 27.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
The 4 is going to come out of the 27.
Okay.
So now what is going to come out of how many of those 10 that got cut are they likely to make maybe 1?
Jimmy, you remember 10 got cut, but 5 more got to get cut, Jimmy, because they ain't gonna have a 12. 5 more got to get cut.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it might come, the 4 might come out of that 5.
No. Here's the deal. Last year, it had to be a separate number, meaning that if you made the team last year, you couldn't do both.
No, I'm talking about the guys that get cut. The 5 guys that get cut. It's about 5 more guys gonna get cut.
That's what I'm saying.
They didn't make the team.
This year, guys that make that team,
the 17.
Some of those are likely to make the 3-on-3.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Because they at different times now. That's what I'm saying. Last year, they kind of overlapped.
Okay.
But this year, the 3-on-3 is separate. They go to Mexico with the 5-on-5 first, then the 3-on-3. Matter of fact, the 3-on-3, I think, comes before it. Because I think Joe has to go to Europe. I don't have the schedule, but I know they're not at the same time. I know that. See, Joe, that with USA Basketball, he is in charge of the 3-on-3. Ironically, our relationship was ignited a year ago during NBPA Top 100 camp, and because he was my roommate. He was my roommate for most of the week. Mm-hmm. And then he had to fly to Europe for the 3-on-3 with Keontae George them last year. He left Orlando and went to Europe. Well, this year he's coming from Europe and coming back to Orlando, is vice versa. So one thing about my experience with USA with the NBPA Top 100 camp, I get to meet people and you get relationships, and it's up to you whether you water the grass and cultivate those relationships on and take them on. But that's a good thing. And one of the guys from the I didn't ask. I said I was going to ask the question, and that is the overtime elite. A couple of those players may have been eligible for this. They invited. We know one was there.
Yeah.
Now my question is, like, let's say Tyler Smith. Did Tyler Smith get an invite or not? I was going to ask his mother, because Tyler Smith would have probably excelled, because the one young man from from the overtime elite is Bryson Warren. So Bryson Warren made the cut. That don't mean he made the team. You made the cut. And he's a guard, strong guard, fared well, but I was just curious, was he the only one invited that was of age? Because I know Tyler Smith is a young fella that he just made 17. Now Tyler Smith, he might be eligible for the 17 and under trials, which is going to come up soon. And that's what I was just curious about. But it was a fun experience. And like I said, those guys, when they're trying out for the initial team, they're also trying out for the 3-on-3, and you're trying out for the right or the luxury or the privilege of being re-invited back in the future. That's the thing that's dynamic about you go to USA Basketball, because once you get a reputation there, it's going to follow you everywhere. It's going to follow you everywhere. Because know why? You got to see them on the way up, on the way down. If you are any type of star to superstar at the next level, whether it be college or whether it be the NBA, USA Basketball, it's going to be a missing piece in your heart. For most people that have a heart, you're going to want to represent that. You want to be invited. Put it like that. You want to have the right to turn them down and say, "No, I'm not coming." Like a De'Aaron Fox or somebody like that. You want that though. rather than not being invited at all, as a Steve Francis I mentioned years back. So that's what we have on that, guys. I'm seeing Odyssey. His daughter went to USA Basketball, and he says Courtney, which is Odyssey Williams' daughter, guys, in the Boomer Room. His daughter, if you didn't know, was a McDonald's All-American, and she was very, very good in high school. And he says she got cut 3 times from the USA trials. He says she made it the 4th time in her junior year of college. She made the Pan Am Games, they won a silver medal 2015. You know what? That means they kept inviting her back. That means she checked all of the boxes and other things. And let me give you a stat, Al. In the amateur teams, they have a 16 and under, 17 and under, 18 and under. Those teams have never lost in FIBA competition. There's something like 58, 59 and 0. They've never lost in international competition. So this goes and it brings, like it supplements, that's a fact. It supplements the theory that I say all the time. When people we finally would get, yes, the MVP of the NBA this year is an international player. The MVP last year, international player. One of the guys
we finally got a white international player.
The what?
The one before that, the international player.
The one before that, international player. 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Right, international player. And one that's coming up now that people trying to bypass, to put in that short line and bypass, like you go to Disney World, you got that pass line.
And those guys are outliers though, Jim.
Exactly.
Everybody ain't like those guys.
I mean, they try to make people think, oh, these guys are gonna get you. They catching up with us. You know, those.
Luka been doing that for a long time, Jimmy, over there. We just didn't know about it. When he come over here, he been doing that for a long time. Greek Freak was balling over there. Jokic was balling over there. But it's but we don't have, they don't have one of those guys right now. They got one of them though. They got one of them. But guess what? Come on, man. And Jimmy, I'm finding out that people just find things to say. Everybody want to have hot takes on stuff, and they just finding things to say. Them just hot takes, and want to think, yeah, they're catching up. Man, they should. Shit, we just sent all these resources over there to help them. They should be doing something. You follow me? They should be doing something. So what else you got?
Yeah. And give a shout out to Anson Johnson and Kenneth Gamble. When I posed the question, how many of you guys implement 3-on-3s for your players? When last time you saw them play 3-on-3? And Kenneth Gamble said they do it in practice. Anson Johnson said we do it in practice well. That's great. That's great. Now, the thing is, after you do it in practice, and you do it, if you're at your most people that play 3-on-3 at that age, they're playing it in a comfort zone, meaning that, and get the difference. If you're the big man on campus and you're playing 3-on-3, the guy that's guarding you most of the time, they already know that you're better than them. So when you say foul, they gonna give you the ball. They ain't gonna even make you shoot for it. They ain't gonna even make you do whatever. No, they ain't. It's just you gonna run the show. Let's try to get some of these guys back in the old days to go take that 3-on-3 to the YMCA, to the park, to the neighborhood next. Take it to the slab with some guys that you go get 1 or 2 of your buddies, and you just go. I'm just saying, I really believe your 3-on-3. That's why everybody can't play in the big 3. And when Joe was picking his team out, and it's the last one, we'll get off this topic. We were sitting there talking, and I asked him, what is he looking for? And he was explaining, which kind of like, I had my thoughts. Well, I would think on the 3-on-3, you got to have a point guard ain't really needed. The point guard in 5-on-5 ain't needed for 3-on-3. You got to have a guy that's a floor general in 3-on-3. That's why when you you're looking at the big three, you'll see some guys. You got a floor general, but that floor general got to be able to stick some jumpers.
Everybody got to be able to play.
You got to have some length.
Can't hide Jim. You can't hide nobody. Can't hide nobody either. Can't hide nobody. Everybody
can't hide on 3-on-3. You can't hide. So that way you need some length. You need a long one. You need a bruiser. You need a shooter. You need a facilitator. A baller. You got to have a baller.
Can go get you a bucket at any time. You got to get you one of them. But so that's unique, man.
And that's the thing about that. So it was a great experience. Of course, you guys can check out RCS Sports and check out the update this morning from the USA Basketball, as well as Doug Jones provided a recap. He sit and watched a lot of the games from the EYBL this past weekend.
So did I.
Huh?
So did I.
You watched a lot of them? Which ones you saw?
Terrible ass basketball. You don't want to hear from me.
What games you saw?
All the Houston Hoops, all the JL3, everybody from Houston. Terrible basketball. They might have won. I know you be liking to win.
I like to win.
Let me tell you something. That I need to go to them. Those balls at the EYBL need to be resuscitated because these dudes done beat the damn ball up there, all that damn dribbling. Man, I'm serious, y'all. I watched all of it until I got tired of watching it. I'm not going to waste my time watching these dudes pity-pat that damn basketball all damn day. I just can't, man. I just terrible basketball. But we got to win. Yeah, you got to win because the other team can't play either. I ain't going to lie. I am sick and tired of it. Y'all can say what you want. 3 dribbles, get them off the ball. You got one team, because I don't want to talk about nobody, but you got one team. A lot of those players just couldn't play for me. I'll put it like that. A lot of those players couldn't play for me. They just couldn't. They could not play. Now, let me tell you something. The people on their teams and the people over their teams should be proud of their wins. But Robert Hatter is not finna celebrate that bull crap out there. I'm sorry. We're handicapping these kids because they don't. Either y'all letting it happen. And some are coaches, I'm not blaming y'all. Some are coaches. Listen to me. Y'all got to manage these crazy ass parents. Y'all got to manage this stuff, man. But we got guys I just feel like I'm on the court and nobody else is out here. Forget everybody. Unfreaking believable me. The worst basketball wasted my damn time. Just luckily, where I was at, I could take my laptop. I could take it everywhere. It was terrible. Now, Jimmy, you can come and praise him if you want to, but me, terrible. Everybody, terrible. But keep going.
Wesley Yates was terrible. I heard Wesley Yates put on a show this past weekend.
I said a brand of basketball they played, all of those teams. I didn't single out no player, not one time. I said the brand of basketball. Listen to me again. The brand of basketball I saw, I was not proud of. Now, you can go back and talk about what Wesley Yates did.
Now, the question is, if that was...
And he don't dribble the ball a lot, so I couldn't have been talking about him. But keep going.
If that's that bad, you say you watched all them games. I'm trying to figure why you kept watching all them games.
Jimmy, different games. I turned them off. Matter of fact, somebody called, Doug Jones called me and said, I can't believe you're still watching it. So I switched up. Jimmy, you don't have to watch that many. Let me repeat, because you don't hear well when it comes to me. I didn't watch every minute. I turned it off because I got tired of the bad basketball. Okay, now, so now you understand that. I turned it off. Of course I'm going to watch. Shit, I got all of these devices. I'm going to watch. So I can't have nobody come telling me no lies, talking about he was balling. Hell no, he wasn't. Now, come on, keep going. You critique the kids, don't critique me. You critique the kids. I got this over here.
Now I know it get that bad to me. I know I'm not going to watch it no more if it ever get that bad to me.
But Jim, it's 3 teams I got to watch. And they played 5 games, 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to see it. That's you. Okay.
Yeah,
you used to bad basketball, so you can sit there and watch this shit all day long.
It's a bunch of money in bad basketball.
Y'all make it. Y'all, all money ain't good money. Y'all keep making it. Keep making it. All I'm telling you is those guys that I was watching this weekend, that's why I hadn't showed up in none of these tournaments to watch some of this badass basketball. Then I look on TV. Oh. I put it on the big screen. And it's terrible. Come on. Now you can talk about the players. That's just my opinion.
So that means, once again, the expectations, this ain't 2013, 2012. It's a far cry from that. We went through that already. Because today's basketball player, you have to convince them or trick them mentally into even playing, even to go play. So that's a different space. That, remember, everybody's influenced by somebody, and far too many grown folk who have influence over the kids. You know what they say? They'll chunk the rock, hide their hands. When it's time to accept responsibility or accountability, nobody wants to do it. And
Jimmy, who can be accountable?
Let me tell you. What'd you say?
Who can be accountable? Who do you hold accountable?
Okay, guess what? It's one simple thing that dictates that can make a drastic, widespread change immediately in all of those games that you saw. You know what the one common denominator is?
What?
And I've said this before.
I want to hear.
And right now, it's only an opinion.
Okay.
But I feel real strong about this opinion. So let's get this straight. This ain't a fact. When it's facts, I'll tell you when it's fact. This is opinion. If the coaches and the people who influenced the other people who influenced the kids can get them to buy into the concept of the old playing for your hood. I'm playing for my city. I'm repping. I can't lose. I got to win this because this is how we won't rock. That's the type, when you get 3 or more on the court, right?
Keep going.
Herb,
I'm telling you, man, I don't know what he said, why he said that shit. He was just trying to get back at me. He don't think.
I say it all the time.
He just trying. But keep going, Jimmy. Come on. Tell me your solution. I want to hear it.
If you get people to play for the team, playing for the city, you playing for your state, and most aren't bred because so many kids nowadays that ain't even from your state on your team. They ain't from your city and they playing for your city team. So how the hell they gonna buy into playing? We've Houston. You see, so you can't sell that concept when you got all the guys that ain't from your city. You can't sell. Man, we gonna rep New Orleans.
But you got to find something else to sell, Jimmy. You can't have no one product. You got to have another product to sell then.
No. I'm saying this is the thing, the major things that's missing that you saw before in yesteryear. Well, now it's got more commercialized when the rules have gotten relaxed, where people are tricking the rules. And, I live here, but I got my mama live there, and I go to school over here, so I can play with this school in this state. And guess what? That's the time we live in now. Because it's hard to check and fact check. Hold on one second. She didn't let Kobe in here while we on the show.
Leave Kobe alone, man. We can't even hear Kobe. Keep talking.
Kobe can come out here and tear down everything.
Oh, I want Kobe to tear down the
You know what? When school go back in? When they let school back in? Sandra came and she stayed. She at home for the first Monday. She don't say what school at back then, man.
Hey, she in the way. She in the way.
I
Sandra.
gotta check this. Any of y'all school got summer school teacher jobs open?
Hey, come on, man. You was getting
But
good,
anyway,
man. I'm trying to figure something out here.
I really believe, Doug says my opinion, and that's the thing that's missing. And if you don't have a team that fit that equation, a lot of teams don't. Like we just mentioned, a lot of teams got players from out of state. But there are a lot of teams that don't. What's their excuse? There are a lot of teams out there that's playing on circuits and playing against other teams from out of state. If you can get those kids to believe and understand that this is your last chance to make a first impression. You can't. If you lose, we really ain't gonna eat no steak. You're gonna eat some hot dogs tonight. If you can make them kids really, really and follow through, and you've seen it before, Haller, on teams. If y'all don't win, tell you what, next trip you're gonna stay 4 to the room. If you win, we're gonna stay 2 to the room. You gotta do, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get them motivated.
Jimmy, I'm not talking. Those guys are talented. Listen to me, and I hope y'all. Coach Jimmy, when you interrupt, you know, because you tried to feel like I was antagonistic toward the kid. Listen, the kids can play. They just don't know how to play. They can play. They long, they're athletic, but they shoot the baddest, worst shots. Man, I would love to play against one of them damn teams and coach against one of them teams or play against one of them teams. Man, I will leak out on a bad shot shooting behinds and get dunks and layups all day long. No, Kevin Freeman, they are skilled. I didn't say they wasn't skilled. They got a skill set also. They just don't. The basketball IQ seem like, cause they just think any shot, because ain't nobody explained it to him. Number 30, that's gonna play in the finals, his 6 finals in 8 years. He don't leave the gym until he got 500 makes a day. And 200 or 300 got to be makes where he don't even touch the rim. But y'all come out here thinking y'all let these guys just shoot the ball from anywhere with no follow through. They don't even leave it. Like Dennis, they don't even leave it. They just, Jimmy, I'm telling you, talking about how come, yeah, I'm going to watch it. Because guess what? The reason I watch it, because I got to report it today. I got to talk about it this whole week. It was excruciating. But guess what? I got to get this point across, because don't seem like nobody else getting this point across. I just don't understand it. I'll never forget. We played a franchise all-star. I wasn't even a coach. I wasn't even a coach. And I sit there. Stephen Woods, I'm going to stop you right there with that practice. You can practice. Practice ain't got nothing to do with what these kids doing. I'll never forget, Jimmy. We was killing everybody. John Hisson's killing. Then we ran up against, and I was a little ambitious. We come play John Wall one night. John Wall just killing our guards. I ain't what you call our guards. Just destroying. And I look at them dudes. I said, homeboy, that dude is tan, y'all. See, I knew John Wall was good, but yo, I'm from where I'm from. We don't care who you think you are. When Michael Jordan came to Memphis, they was trying to go at his head. Vernon Maxwell said that's the best place he ever played basketball. We don't care. But we sit here, and then hold up. Abdul Gotti came and killed him. Go back and get that now. He ain't in the damn league. Avery Bradley killed, and I'm just sitting there looking at the guards. Dude, y'all get it. Y'all head, toe, y'all got to compete. I mean, but they were smart. And my guys were smart. What I'm seeing right now, Stephen, Stephen Woods. And like I just said earlier, if you wasn't there, I don't blame you, summer coaches. Y'all just getting these kids for a few days. These kids come to y'all because y'all go try to get all the best kids from everywhere. They come to y'all with their fixed-in agendas. Thank you. D'Angelo Harris, that was the next year. No, that wasn't them. They wasn't them. No. There was Jonathan Evans. There was Jonathan Evans and Pee Wee now. That wasn't D'Angelo. D'Angelo and them. Walter Yates, you got your years mixed up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I was Pee Wee and Jonathan Evans and your boy went to Notre Dame, Joey Brooks now. But what I'm just seeing is you summer coaches, y'all listening to me, and it's not your fault. Y'all got so many agendas, especially on these shoe teams. And y'all got to do whatever to do to placate to these parents. It's somebody from higher up in the basketball community told me, man, I know we messed up, but these parents are worse, Hatter, than they ever been. The parents playing this guy against this guy. The parents playing USA basketball against Pangos against the top 100. You follow me? I'm telling you, the parents are playing the games. So I'm always going back to the parent. Man, ain't no way in the world little Robert could have came up there and beaten the hell out of the damn ball. Let me tell y'all something. I never told this story. But I went up there. I went up there to see him play. Y'all got to understand, when you go all the way from Houston to Ithaca, New York, they have 2 games. When you go up there, it's go try to today and get you. And I used to get my tickets at the last minute. Go try to get your ticket at the last minute and go to Ithaca, New York. Okay, do me that favor. All right. So I go up there. So Jimmy, the first night they play against Penn. He just didn't mail it in. Jimmy, they don't play but 2 damn games a week. Dude, this team can't afford for your little ass to mail it in. So guess what? We go to dinner, lunch the next day. We sitting there at lunch. Guess what I tell him, parents, with y'all scary asses? But I ain't scared of my son. I said, hey, player, I checked over your transcript. I'm glad you're doing great in school. Because this basketball, the way you played yesterday, hey, player, you ain't taking the same approach in your class on this court as you. That day, y'all, he got mad at me. Got up from the table, didn't even finish his food. I paid for it. And went back to his apartment. And I let his ass go. I just said, dude, not that night, the next night, he played like he was supposed to play. But I just couldn't be so soft and sit up there. He talking about, you don't believe in me. Yeah, dude, I believe in them damn straight A's you're making. I believe in them. Because you can't mail, you don't get but 2 games a week, player. You're in the league play. You can't mail in Penn. Y'all got to realize, because they don't have a conference tournament then. You have to win the conference outright. Then he go and get hurt. See, that's the kind of stuff parents, y'all got to understand, man. I love my son. But I had to let him know, I'm getting on this plane. I stay at the best hotel in the town. I ain't staying in the damn Days Inn. And you gonna think you can just walk through this? You got to be out your rabbit ass mind. So parents, and that's how I feel about this summer basketball. This is the way I feel. That's what I've been seeing. Because I've been hearing when people telling me this and telling me this and telling me, I said, what? He ain't that damn good. And he right here talking crazy. Boy, I shout out to y'all. I'm praying for every body over a summer program. I'm praying. And the reason I pray for y'all is the most powerful thing. I went. They mentioned prayer in the Bible more than anything. In case you understand, right? But that's all, Jimmy. I just want to share that with y'all, man. It's just we just got to, man. We these kids just, I just don't know. I just don't know. Cause guess what? USA basketball here looking at me. I got when they get out, you got my new sneakers. Y'all got my gift. Y'all got my EYBL gift. We got to stop, y'all. We got to stop. What else you got, Jimmy?
I mean, that's it's the thing that the sale. And somebody asked me the question. I go in the mailbag, and that is, would you rather for your son to play limited minutes on the EYBL team or be a starter and play pretty much the whole game on a competitive independent team? And I'm just really curious. A good question for some of you guys and gals out there. And it's not a trap question, because times have changed. For these kids to have changed, that means a lot of you grown folk then changed as well. And sometimes, guess what? Sometimes, that's okay. It's okay to change sometimes. That's if you're a high school coach and you used to playing a certain way and you used to slowing the ball down, and you get a crop where you got two of the best guards in the whole state, they coming in, you're gonna keep slowing it down, or you're gonna let them loose. Sometimes you gotta change.
Yeah.
You gotta change.
Right.
And so now, once again, would you rather for your kid, high school, we're talking about on the 17 and under, to play 5 minutes a game on the EYBL or a sneaker Adidas or Under Armour, or play 30 minutes a game on a competitive independent team? Because that option is there for many guys out there every doggone year. And Jimmy, obviously,
help me out with this being a parent. I'm a parent, right? I already had a team that my son could go play on. He could have played with the franchise all-star. He come tell me, man, I want to play on the EYBL. I said, you sure? I want to go play on the EYBL, Dad. I said, see, he said, I want the tennis shoes. I'm telling y'all what his ass told me. I want them tennis shoes, and the only way, see, now y'all can buy them. Back then, you had to earn them. He said, the only way I can get them shoes if I play on the EYBL. I'm saying, player, I got a team over here. You can play and do whatever the hell you want to. And you'd rather. But guess what? My son was free because it didn't depend on what basketball team he played in. He was going to go to college regardless. But everybody don't have those options. So Jimmy trying to let you, I had to give y'all that one because he played for the hoops. Listen, the hoops was not Robert Hatter the third. That's me. That was not my choice at all. That was his choice. It was his last summer. Okay, dude, I know where you're going to school anyway. I'm not worried about it. So when you have but I wanted him, Jimmy, to play on franchise all-star. So guess what? He can shoot. He can do what the hell he want to do. He can play 30 minutes a game. But the kid chose that. So it's just, Jimmy, it's a lot of stuff that goes on in these homes and that we don't even know about. So that was me right there. He wanted to play.
I mean, and that's why I ask a lot of people, because this was you 11, 12 years ago.
Yes.
So has that dynamic, is that the same reason that is taking place for the most part in 2022?
I
That's what I'm curious to find out.
I got you. I got you.
So I asked the parents to be honest. What would you rather? Not what your kid is doing, because what your kid is doing, then that means it's another question as to, okay, how did you get there? Because if you picked and you signed up for it, meaning you made a conscious choice, this is what we're gonna do, and you still grieving, bickering, whining every weekend.
I got you. I got you.
Then who the hell fault that is?
Okay. Oh, you talking about the whiners? No, you got to put up with it. You got to put up with it. And Jimmy, I told you,
we have a choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of people, guess what? I've talked to people on both sides of the fence. There are some parents out there, they feel, and they've been sold, right? They've been sold the concept saying that, you know what? If your son can play 10 minutes or 8 minutes with us, that's greater than playing that 28, 30 minutes on that independent team.
Is that true? Because
those coaches going to see you.
Is that true or not, Jim?
Well, guess what? It's an asterisk. Guess what? In person, is possibly true in person.
Okay.
Those coaches can see you in person. But what we have nowadays is the ability for a college coach to fluently watch a live stream of a game from a cellular device. They don't have to be in the office anymore. That changes the game now. Coaches are watching games regardless of where you're playing, who you're playing with. Kids are getting offers as a result of this. They're getting offers. So if you chose to make your kid happy because he wants to go to Augusta, Georgia, and eat a peach, then that's on you. If you think making your kid gonna be happy because he wants to go to Indianapolis,
the peach is good, Jimmy. The peach is good. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the peach good, but you sitting there and you got a seat, you got a front row seat to put your feet on the wood. And
you know what's so unique, Jimmy? Kendrick just asked, so what happened to the kids that were left from franchise? You talking about D'Angelo Harrison and Rasheed Suleiman and all them guys? They went on to play for Duke and St. John's. All of them guys. That's how I left. My son didn't want to play. He still wanted to play on the EYBL. That team, when we left, when we left, we still had good players for the program, and Coach Henderson had the program from then. Once my son left, guess where I was at? At every damn game he was at in college, Patrick Lewis. I ain't like these other people. I did that for my son. Let me repeat that one more time, Jimmy, so you can remember this. Every guy that on every one of them teams got a college scholarship, right? That's all I can do. Now, guess what I did, Kendrick? On the plane. Every game my son playing. Yeah, but that's how most dads do. Jimmy, you told me that a long time ago. You said, boy, Dad, once your son get through with this, you through with this. Y'all, soon as I swear, I didn't want to do nothing with summer basketball again when that boy left. Soon as he left. It just drains you. It'll drain you. That's why I'm on this show trying to help y'all in this transition, because I know how it drained me, and I was in a position of power. So I can imagine how it's draining some of these parents. But come on, Jimmy.
Yeah. And so that's the thing that we, and pose the question. What are some of the parents saying, Al? What are some of the parents saying?
They ain't saying nothing. Parents ain't saying nothing. Mr. Zazik Clevenaugh, he said, my brother, my mentor, thank you for all the lessons and conversations that we had all the years. Today, my daughter graduated from high school and has been on a roller coaster. But your moves with Rob, this guy watched this. One of the first guys that cut my son's hair. He cut my son's hair from baby to college. And we used to always talk in the barbershop. And he used those same principles on his daughter. That's all. Dude, Jimmy, You know how people talking about pass the torch, Jimmy? Oh, I just lit his torch. His torch lighting for his daughter to succeed is Jimmy. That's what we supposed to do. This show, all I try to do is light people's torch. Some of y'all got know it all. Some of y'all on here know it all. I can tell by your comments. I ain't trying to move you, but there's some parents out here that really, really, really want to learn and navigate through this system. This is a heck of a system, man. That y'all have no idea the politics that goes on in the top 100. Y'all have no idea the politics that goes on in USA basketball. Y'all have no idea the politics that goes on in Pangos. Those three are in a pissing contest. And Jimmy, I know you. They are in a contest and flexing. So, and y'all just understand that, parents. Understand. When you around here making deals and doing this, I'm watching your stuff you're putting on here, Jimmy. Melvin Dudes. Let me see, can I find this stuff on my screen? But his name Robert Hatter. Google him. He's Googleable. So he's asking me who my son was, Jimmy. He Googleable. Catch his highlights out. So which one, Jimmy? Melvin's stuff didn't pop up on the big screen, Jimmy. So you can just ask the questions yourself.
Well, I had to read some of them. See, Corey Hadnot say we were chose to play more with an independent team and put in the work outside of that to get seen by the coaches. People saying this, and then Trey Phillips say, so playing 20 plus minutes on an independent seems like the right choice for us old heads. And it also some of the comments from a lot of the people in the Boomer Room when the question was posed, would you rather for your kid to play 8 minutes or less on a sneaker circuit 17 and under team or 28 minutes or more on a competitive independent team? And these are some of the answers we are getting today. And Herb Ladie say old school people believe the summer is about getting better. 5 minutes a game will not accomplish that. Now, Chuck McCowan say the name of the game is to play, but we as parents and directors have to be realistic about our kids and players' abilities. And, then it goes, Sean Davis says 30 minutes on a competitive team. I want to see my son play. And that's a whole nother element.
But what if your son
paying this money?
What if your son, hold up, Jimmy, what if your son getting better? Hold up. No. Is playing 30 minutes a game over here not getting better. But over here at that 5 minutes, he working and getting better over here playing 5 minutes a game. Not because of what he's doing in them 5 minutes in the game, but he got a regiment that's putting him in a position to get better. Y'all, listen to me, parents. When a parent came to me today, this year, Jimmy, they sucked me back into this stuff, and I had to counsel a parent this year. Some things happened. Son wasn't playing for a team for about a week. It seemed like they go crazy. I said, this is the time. Forget about it, he's young. This is the time for him to get better. But we, parents, we so busy just want him the satisfaction to have your chest stuck out that your son is playing for one of these teams. Listen, I had this conference. It's unbelievable, y'all, the lure. Jimmy, you said it a long time ago. You said it, but you was trying to get at me. You said, man, it's crap. I got that blue magic. This shit is blue magic. Jimmy, this summer basketball, I can't say it, y'all. We got to stop loving this blue magic more than we love our sons. You can like the circuit, but love your son. How many of y'all getting up early in the morning for your son to get an hour extra worth of practice, get him to the school area early, before every day? How many of y'all doing that? If you do that 5 days a week, That's 5 hours. That's 5 hours a week. In a month, that's 20 hours a month. That's how he get better. How many of y'all doing that? But we always want playing time, and we always want this. Ain't nowhere in the world. I know Coach Woods. If my son played at High Tower, I said, Coach, could you get that hour early, Coach? Because I just want to get me at least 45 minutes in before school starts. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. Basketball, you don't get good by osmosis. It just don't happen. You got to work at it, man. But Jimmy, what else? You saw something else up there?
Yeah. We got a question for you. And
what did he say?
Kendrick Lewis posed the question.
What did he say, man? He always
says, "How many players are too many on a summer team?"
I don't know. We had 10. We had 10. I don't know. But we had 10 dudes. All 10 of them got a scholarship. But we pressed. You know, and we didn't press. We man-to-man full court. So you was going to get tired. You know, and then we didn't have, John Henson is a pro on our team. His daddy went crazy talking about, well, John got to have this many minutes, Robert. We didn't have no, maybe, Jimmy, we just had a perfect storm because I haven't seen a program like that again. But those folks, the leadership, see, them parents knew that I didn't play. Them parents knew that Coach Henderson didn't play. So when them parents came, they came with an expect. Y'all think about this. DJ Griggs and them used to live in Brazosport. Do you know they never missed the practice? They were never late. Bubba Griggs brought that boy from all the way from out there. And then we got guys living in the city. Jimmy was late every damn day. It's your commitment, man, to being better. What was you about to say, Jimmy?
We got breaking news.
Okay.
And this comes from New Orleans, where there's been another shooting on the campus. And thanks, Kevin Freeman, for that. And this has just happened moments ago. It's in New Orleans at the graduation ceremony of Morris Jefferson High School. They were on the campus of Xavier University and just recently completed their senior graduation. And a fight broke out outside. An elderly woman has been reported as one of the casualties. And more news to come forth. This is another senseless killing at a high school graduation. Say at least three people have been shot, and one person has been taken into custody. This again, just tuning in to the Chop Shop.
Can I share something, Jimmy? Can I share something? I remember when the fear was, when we went to school, the fear was that you didn't have the up-to-date sneakers, Jimmy, at school. I remember the time. You know, my only fear going to school is that that some of the people didn't have, you know, I'm just talking to Jim, didn't have the up-to-date shoes. They had the fear that your mom packed something in your lunch that was intolerable, or when you was in the 6th grade. Now, our young people are going to school to have to live in fear of will they come out alive. The nation, I wish, could say is shook. But last week, in this state of Texas, a government goes and shoot up innocent children. Now, some 10 days later, I'm convinced, y'all, that America still is unmoved because not a piece of legislation has been passed. I didn't want to go here, Jimmy, but you brought it up. Can you imagine that your fear is just going to the supermarket? You used to be just if the fruit gonna look fresh, or is the price of bread gonna go up, or how long you be in the line, or if the people that's in the spec line got 10 for 10 items less, they bombarded it with 20. They got 20 items. That's the only fear. And now we have the grim reality that even in a supermarket, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot find peace and solace, not knowing that at any moment a gunman can come in and shoot up senior citizens who are searching for some soup to drink. Can you imagine that the sanctuary of a place of refuge where you go and get away from the world and hide from the triggers and the stress and the realities of life? I'm talking about church. Now, whether you're in California or in Charleston, South Carolina, you can be shot in a place of worship. My dear friends, last night while I was reading, an alert came to my phone that Canada, right across the border of the United States, has made a critical announcement. That critical announcement that Canada made at the directive of the Prime Minister is that effectively, immediately, no guns will be brought in Canada. No guns will be sold in Canada. Immediately, no guns would be traded in Canada. And no guns can come across the border, Jim Hicks. The reason why that is polarizing is because the mass shooting have not taken place in Canada. The mass shooting taking place in the United States, and yet our neighbors had the forethought and the precaution that something had to be done. Why can't we get that same level of traction here? I wish America was more committed to prayer as they are committed to keeping their guns. Because, Jimmy, I saw a dude on the TV. I just got to have my guns. You can take anything from me. Take my wife. I got to have my guns. Unbelievable, man. Y'all, I didn't mean to go. I just had to share my heart. Jimmy, you shouldn't. You can't trigger me right there like that. Now, you got something to say. We can get you can't trigger me like that, man.
You're an addict. You're an addict.
No, you can't trigger me. Because I'm thinking about that little girl, Jimmy.
Hey.
Jimmy, that little girl is 11 years old, Jimmy. That the dude shot his friend. She put blood on her, all over her, Jimmy, to pretend she was dead. 11 years old, Jimmy.
That's some good street sense right there, ain't it, boy?
Our kids are in trauma, man.
That's some good street sense right there.
Come on, man. What else?
Now,
how y'all doing?
What else we got? We got of course, over the weekend. Just been gone. Darvin Ham has been named the new coach of the Lakers.
Hold on. Let me get Darvin some. Hold on.
And with his hire, as it stands, half of the head coaches in the NBA are of color for the first time in history.
Ever.
And believe it or not, guys, it's amazing that one of the narratives, used to be big stuff. You remember when first time no matter whether you was a Washington Redskin fan or not, when they made it to the Super Bowl, people rooted for Doug Williams.
Yeah.
Right. Remember back, whether you were a lot of people, whether you were a fan of many of the black coaches, just say when the Cavaliers, And then they made it. Some people say, you know what? Back, I'll put it like this. Let me just get right to it. I remember watching many games, and many times people would ask who you're rooting for. And either I would hear people respond, man, I'm rooting for the black quarterback.
Yeah. That's normal.
Then others will say, I'm rooting for the black coach. You know, this coach get this job, man. I want this dude to win. When Monty got the job at Phoenix, a lot of people, because remember, it was only a couple of years removed from his wife dying in a tragic car accident. So the sympathy was with him. Man, I want that brother to win. There's a brother in Boston, and they took a poll, and most people that ain't Boston Celtic fans don't even know him.
It's okay. He been a
More
an
people know
assistant
his
coach though,
wife.
Jimmy.
More people know his girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
than him.
Not if you watch this show, but keep going.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now you have a black head coach in his first year. After, on the heels of a lot of people pushing against the narrative because they made you believe that, remember, Brad Stevens had got a lot of credit where it really wasn't earned for being this great NBA coach because Butler went to the Final Four twice. Butler still ain't in the NBA. Brad Stevens, people said a year ago, man, if they move Brad Stevens out the way, Danny Ainge need to make a move, get him out the way. This team is good enough. They're good enough. Remember, this team got rid of Kyrie. Then they brought Kimber in, got rid of Kimber ass. Who's in the backcourt with Marcus Smart? Yeah,
Right now?
the starter.
Right now it's Jaylen. Jaylen playing the two.
They just picked him up in February from the Spurs.
No, Jaylen. No,
Oh,
Jaylen
I'm
Brown.
sorry, Jaylen. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the other little cat they picked up from the Spurs.
Oh, you talking about
He's playing starter minutes.
Derek White, the white kid?
Yeah, White.
You know they traded him for Richardson.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he got him from Dallas. Did they get him from Dallas? Because Richardson.
No,
Richardson at Dallas.
Where
Richardson at? However they traded. But
this kid was with the Spurs. He's with Pop.
Okay.
So the thing is now, they bring in this rookie coach. He leads them to the NBA Finals. Right? To the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're 4 wins away from possibly an NBA championship. And which is a great thing. The NBA is in new territory as far as more people are getting hired, have gotten hired in recent years as head coaches. More people are in upper management, are getting there. There's a lot of brothers that have gotten hired in the last couple of years. We still got a long way to go. But now it's time to let's see if they recycle these brothers.
Jimmy.
Like they've been doing. Luke Walton is back and the coach on the bench now. He's with the Cavaliers.
Jimmy, I got a question. We made Twitter valuable. Why we don't? I don't need them to talk about Emi Udoka. If everybody was talking about him, all of us should have been talking about him. Y'all gotta understand, we that valuable. How many of us tweeted about Emi Udoka? Game of starter man. How many of us? See, we try to get people. I was thinking about something. I'm about to go over all the teams that had a better. Emi Udoka, this for you. I want to go over all the teams that had a better record than the Celtics on the morning, Jimmy, of January the 1st. January 1st. Just The Bulls had a better records. The Nets, the Cavaliers, the Bucks, the Heats, the Sixers, the Hornets, the Wizards, the Mavericks, the Suns, the Jazz, the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, the Lakers, and the Clippers. That's 16 teams, ladies and gentlemen, that had a better record than the Boston Celtics, January 1st. One of the greatest, listen to me, greatest in a season of a turnaround in NBA history, Ime Udoka. It could without, hey Jimmy, it came without a coaching change. It came without a major trade. There was no Clyde Drexler, Jimmy, at the deadline like at the 1995 Rockets. Jimmy, it wasn't no Ben Wallace at the deadline of the 2004 Pistons. There was no Paul Gasol at the deadline of the 2008 Lakers. Back in early January, Jimmy, they came on this show talking that stuff. A lot of people wanted Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum broke up. People were questioning whether Ime Udoka was the man for the job. You heard the pundits. 5 months later, you got Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum and Brown looking like one of the best duos in sports, Jimmy. And you have Ime Udoka, who had previously proven that he was the right guy. This unbelievable, man. I'm sitting there watching these guys. I sit there and watch the run. I was thinking about where my young kids at. I want y'all to hit us. This Jaylen Brown, as a rookie at the finals of Golden State.
I'm Jaylen Brown, California, Berkeley, right up the street. I can't wait to see the finals. One day I want to be in the same situation as these guys. I'm watching Steph Curry warm up. I'm watching Andre Iguodala warm up. Right now I feel kind of excited. I want to get here so bad. I will be here.
Did y'all see that? He just got drafted. He said, I want to be here so bad. He was on the way to the draft. I want to be here so bad. Man, hey, kid. Hey, Jimmy, do our kids in this basketball community, do they dream like that? Do they dream like that? That dude is going back to this because he played at Cal Berkeley. That's it. That's the home of what me and Jimmy had one of the greatest times in the world out in San Francisco. Oh my goodness! but Jimmy, but Jimmy, the kid gets to go back home. He said, "I'm gonna get here one day." I had to play that. I'm sorry. Well, but Jimmy, Ime Udoka, you're absolutely right. And Jimmy, I want to share this with the people. Just how crazy they are in these locker rooms.
What's that? Hey man, we already did the water bottle thing earlier.
Man, fuck that!
First of all, we don't hang banners for Eastern Conference championships in this organization.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So ain't no need for the water celebration. We got bigger plans. You know what it is, 4 more.
Facts.
Hell of a job though. Everybody, there's so many guys to obviously shout out, but what we do well, turnovers, rebounds, all the things that hurt us in certain games, we took care of those in the game. Big block shot, big rebounds, 2 shots that iced it. We can go down the list. Rob playing through pain.
Yeah, Rob.
I just want y'all to show him. See, Jimmy, they can't say we don't talk about Ime Udoka on this show. So now it's up for all of us. We ain't got to wait on them to talk about our heroes. We talk about them ourselves. They'll catch up. They was trying to fight. Jimmy, you got to realize now. I'm telling y'all from experience, from inside. Those guys were what, 23 and 25? Jimmy, you know how the people in Boston is. You always got a little joke about them. You
What
call
I
them the white Atlanta.
And they is.
So, man, hey, shout out to that guy, man. Shout out to that staff, Aaron Miles. Shout out to that staff, man, out there, man. Those guys, man. Don't y'all remember some of y'all came on this show talking about, man, they need to break them up. Emil Doka, man. I'm glad you brought him up, Jimmy. What else you got?
Speaking of Boston, of course, we have Texas flavor on that team, with Marcus Smart being from Texas, Flower Mound. Then also on the bench, we have a son of the basketball community, Steve Changane.
That's right. I saw
him. Steve Changane.
Yeah. Played for Chris Walker.
He's from Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
He moved to Houston. He only got to the States in like 2004. And he ended up right around middle school, 8th grade or whatever. And then he played for Chris Walker's T-Mac All-Stars alongside of Hasheem Thabit. Hasheem Thabit, that Chris Walker was their summer. He was their summer coach. Of course, they both played with Rory. Let's give Rory Coleman his flowers on that. Because a lot of times we forget the guy that was Rory Coleman had the junior hardballers. And Rory Coleman made an agreement because during that time, I was like, there were no rules or no limits on how many games you could play on a weekend at a particular tournament. And so one year I was like, if y'all both are going to Vegas and y'all playing in different tournaments, then why don't you put 2 or 3 guys from your roster on that roster and vice versa? That way, if one of y'all get knocked out of bracket play or get knocked out your tournament, the other guys are on the roster with the other team and they could still play and they ain't stuck in Vegas because the plane tickets don't come back to 2 days later. That way they can still play in front of the college coaches. Well, Chris Walker took heed to that. He didn't care. Chris Walker, one of those guys that carried a lot of players. He didn't carry no more than 9. That's why we asked the question earlier about how many players. I think Chris Walker carried 9. He might have had a 10th that might have been a little Dana Harris kid, but he was a money kid. You call it like you see it. So man was,
Come on, man.
He was solid. He went to West Side, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went to West Side. That's right. But anyway.
The best side.
So Chris got those kids to play with him whenever Rory wasn't playing, and it benefited because Hasheem Thabit ended up being the number 2 pick in the draft, I think, the NBA.
Absolutely.
He went to UConn, got to deal with UConn. They didn't necessarily remember because Chris also had some fire. And Chris' thing was, designer thing. Every kid on his team, except for maybe the Harris kid, got a Division I, had multiple Division I offers. Every kid on that team. So shout out to Steve Changane. He went to Cypress Community.
Great young man, Jimmy.
Cypress Community Christian, where he played at. I think he was a class of 2008, I want to say. Steve is really smart.
Great young man.
He's really, really, really smart. He knows several languages. He played at Vanderbilt, where they gave him a scholarship. I think he graduated. He didn't let them graduate him in no kinesiology. I think he was an economics major.
I'm gonna tell you what I like about it. He reached out to me several times trying to be on these NBA teams. Jimmy, he took a minimal job. Danny Ainge offered that job because they even called me about that job and actually would Robert take it. They said it wasn't. It was a minimal job, making $50,000 a year, Jimmy. And he jumped on it just to learn the business. And now, guess what, Jimmy? He get a full share probably. And Jimmy, I found out how they do these full shares. It's the leadership of the team vote on the shares. Okay, like leaderships of the team, the guys who the leaders of the team. If you got a selfish ass leader of your team, they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it, because I never forget. It was a year, and I tell it. When they played for the Clippers, Sam Cassell, Elton Brand, and all of them played. You know, Coutinho Mobley, and Sam just said, "Look here, man. Everybody who traveled with us and took care of us, everybody who traveled, they get a full share." Because some guy was talking about, give him a half share. His assistant, give him a guy. He said, no, everybody. And he said, one of the guys came up to him and said, man, thank you, Sam, because I was able to pay off my student loans. So that's how they divide the money, y'all. The leadership of the team determines who, the ball boy, who, do they get a full share or not? And just in this society right now, the way these enormous salaries are now, I hope that these guys, whoever win this championship, vote those people, the people who don't make as much as they do. Everybody, just because you work for a team don't make you a whole lot of money. Vote those people to a full share. So I talked to Sam this morning about that, and because I wanted to talk about that, because people asked me about it. But that full share stuff is important. But what else you got, Jim?
Yeah, and then Kendrick Lewis, he asked, does Greg Popovich get any flowers due to the fact that two of his old assistant coaches are on the bench coaching in the finals?
They give him flowers all the damn time.
Well, they got.
You don't need no more damn flowers.
I mean, guess what, Kendrick? If you want to give Greg Popovich flowers, okay, fine.
Give them to him.
Greg flowers. But then we were talking about and acknowledging minority coaches
See,
in
we
this
can't help it,
situation.
Jim.
This was a conversation that was specifically enlightening and pulling up people's antenna about the Houston. First of all, we said Texas said black coaches, black head coach. Another one is making it to the finals, and also Marcus Smart has Texas ties. Then we said Steve Changane, who many of you guys may not have known.
Right.
So we're giving you something on the chop shop that make you say, "Oh man, I didn't know that. I didn't know that young man was on the bench. I didn't know he was part of the staff." Steve Changane is part of that staff, and this is going to boost his resume big time.
Of course.
Big time.
Of course.
You know.
Now the people, hold up, because I called some more people on his behalf. Robert, I just got here. I can't do nothing right. So guess what? Price that went up. Hey, Jimmy, the price that went up, Jim.
And you know what happens? You know when you see that? So I know a lot of you guys have trips planned next month to go to Vegas for Summer League. This is when you're going to see, like, a lot of guys get rewarded. They'll put them on the bench. They'll give them a different role than what their normal job title is, and let them go and be able. So I'm curious now. I'm wondering. It's like say
they ain't gonna put it. He ain't gonna coach one of the teams.
No. But his role might be in a different role to give him experience in a different role to help his resume.
Yeah, he gonna be there, Jimmy. He gonna be there because he worked out all the big men. He's a player development guy. Yeah, he gonna be there. But they grooming their other coaches to be sitting there. You got to be. They just don't get at anybody. All that stuff by design.
No. I'm saying, but the assistant coaches, somebody's going to be a next man up.
Yeah. He'll sit on the bench, of course.
The first two coaches might not be on the bench.
Yeah.
They'll be sitting in the stands evaluating the head coach and his first assistant. Then
in the summer league, Jim, I think you can have 4 coaches on the bench.
So that means somebody's going to get an upgrade to be on the bench in the capacity of a third assistant or a fourth assistant.
And them head coaches so rotten. Guess what they do? They sit right across the bench like this. The head coaches of the team, they sit right across from the bench like this and don't say nothing. I be saying, boy, I don't see how they can do it. But Jimmy, I want Jason Peters when I showed the commercial with Jaylen Brown. almost every child in the city of Houston have dreams of making to it, but you also have grown-ups to tear down their confidence. Let me tell you something, Jason Peters. Come on, man. Let me tell you something, Jason Peters. Don't you think it ain't nobody tried to tear down Jason Brown's confidence? That comes with the territory. But dreams without works ain't no good. Jaylen Brown, you can dream about being in the NBA. But y'all got to remember, Jaylen Brown was at the draft. He wasn't no Jason. Let me clarify that. Every kid in Houston ain't at the damn draft, number one. Jaylen Brown was about to get drafted. He wasn't talking from Jimmy like, I'm a long shot. He was the third pick in the draft, Jason. Come on, man. Jimmy, I got him before you did. I got him.
I'm glad.
I know you didn't have the energy for it, but guess what? I'll be here all week.
I say it like this. Everybody's influenced by somebody, period. So if you can influence them, how about being adults? Influence those kids to get their skin thicker. Influence those kids to expect criticism. Influence those kids to fight through it. Influence those kids to want to win more than just want to get some likes or some clicks or some friends that they don't even know.
Keep going.
Influence them that you can't trick this stuff. Although many of y'all tried to trick them in the first place, and that's part of the influence. It's trickery.
I saw that, Jimmy. Jimmy, I saw a tweet, and I put it. You know I won't ask you about it. Hold up, I saw a tweet, Jimmy. I got summer basketball. There it is. Somebody said, runners running around these amateur gyms got these kids on a track to be unemployed and depressed at a really early age. Should I repeat it? Runners running around these amateur gyms got these kids on track to be unemployed and depressed at a really early age. I was tweeted, and you retweeted it.
Yeah.
That's how I got it.
Yeah, and I retweeted it. You know, retweeting have a certain message sometimes. It's more than one fold. And
yeah.
And here's my
Tell me why you retweet.
I retweeted it because that part is partially true. It's more true than not.
It is.
However, it's twofold. But I'm glad you brought it up. The runners aren't chasing kids that are playing on the normal independent team. The runners aren't chasing the kids that's playing in the prime time circuit. The runners ain't chasing the kids that's just playing in a regular old tournament in, somewhere in Lafayette somewhere. The runners are chasing the kids who they deem to be top shelf prospects or potential pros.
And I don't blame them.
So the people, for those runners to be effective, every kid that has that type of talent or be projected to have that type of talent, they already have some type of force field. Somebody's influencing him. There's a door that's locked once you get one of those types of players. Mind you, your door might just be made of hollow, shallow wood. Somebody can just kick your door in. Your door can have a burglar bar on it. Your door can have 4 deadbolts on it. Nobody just can't kick it in. They might can shoot it in. But somehow, or they might just come through the window and grab it. That's my analogy I'm giving you. However, my point is, somebody, for every runner there is, in most cases, follow me on this now, somebody letting those runners in the door. So that means, and y'all know who they are with the sneaker programs, y'all know who each one of them are, and you letting them in. Now you want to go and once again throw a rock on the other side of fence. You letting them in, you know who they are. Why y'all keep letting them in? Why y'all giving them access to your kids, so to speak? Or
Hold on,
to your
Jimmy.
parents?
Hold on, Jimmy. Hold on. Let me give you one of these right here.
And that's the thing. See, like old Joe Madison.
Jimmy, everybody got a job to do, Jimmy.
I understand that, though. You guess what? If you've been and you've went and tried to get in touch with several prospects throughout the years.
Yes.
There's been a door. Somebody got to let you in.
Yes. Of course.
Somebody got to, and so therefore, if you got a ship tight.
But what is the runners? But Jimmy, now hold on, Jimmy. See, I don't know the information these runners giving people. So you got to understand, everybody. Let me help y'all, man. Y'all get it. Like right now, I had somebody down there. I had an associate of mine making sure that certain guys down there was good enough. Before I go, won't talk to him, Jimmy. But I didn't have them giving nobody the information. I'm going to give them the information. So, but he said they got kids on track to be unemployed and depressed. No. When y'all bring these kids on y'all teams, these sneaker teams, Jimmy, the lies y'all tell them on these sneaker teams and the things y'all let them do on these sneaker teams, couldn't y'all be putting them on a track to be depressed at a really early age? So we just got to make sure the message is consistent. Because y'all got to realize whatever message we give these guys, the at-risk kids, the good kids, what message we give them are the things they're going to live by. We're going to either teach them or, Jimmy, they're going to find out on their own. And guess what, Jimmy? They find out from somebody else. Yeah, so it might not be, it might not be a good thing. They might learn this game from the wrong person. And guess what, Jimmy? You can't stop those guys from trying to reach. These guys trying to be important, Jimmy. Everybody want to be important. Even the guys that's running these programs in the college and the coaches. Everybody want to I remember you had me laughing the other day. You said, man, there's going to be plenty of coaches in town. You go by Papa those. People want to be important. I did, Jimmy. Several coaches called me this weekend. Guess what? I said, that's Jimmy's job. I saw your boy Jimmy. That's Jimmy's job to go. You can't call me at no 11 o'clock at night no more. I'm not coming out of here, Jimmy, to get on the road to come to town. It's just not happening anymore. But guess what? They called me. You know who it was until I saw your boy. And I just couldn't go. Villanova's coach was here. That's Chris Walker's boy. I can't. Dude, Jimmy, this summer basketball is an opportunity for people who don't have a great education, didn't get a great education. But it's an opportunity for these guys to advance. All these guys need is the proper message. I hope these runners or whatever you call it, I just call them they the first contact. I'm going to call them, I ain't going to demean them. They are the first contact. They in the gyms way more than me. Now, I'm going to demean them? No. Them dudes might bring a guy that can put me in a position that change things. So I'm not going, no, man, we can't. What we got to do is understand it. And you said they let them in? Jimmy, it's okay. But just make sure you vet the runner. If you letting him in, make sure you vet him. Well, if y'all don't know what vetting do, go look it up. But keep going, Jimmy. I'm sorry.
And that's exactly. You know the person and you let them in, but then when they get in, then you to go and put that type of statement out. Wait a minute. You got runners around your program, in your program. You got guys that's y'all know what they doing. So what are you saying? So that means you are enabling your people to be unemployed and what's the word to use?
Hold on, Jim. I like this. Unemployed and depressed at a really early age.
Depressed, you're enabling it. And that's the thing. So it's like, come on, man. Let's not act like, and that's the whole thing with this stuff.
Yeah.
Too many folk.
Say it, Jimmy.
I'm going to use it like this. It's a new one. I ain't never said it this way.
Okay.
Too many folk in grassroots basketball are in character. That's what.
Hey, Jimmy, explain a little more for me. In character. Help me.
Okay. Character is akin to acting. As to if you're in the movie business, then a lot of times you have to go and read a certain script when the show is on. When Will Smith had to play who he played
iRobot.
No, one of the biopics.
Oh, Muhammad?
He played Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
When Will Smith go and play Muhammad Ali,
he had to get in character.
Go and get in character.
Right.
I mean, you do your study and you feel this in person, but that person that you see on the screen is not actually Will Smith. That's him, Will Smith, portraying in character of being Muhammad Ali for the purpose of his job. Too many folk in grassroots basketball are in character. That ain't really them. Because the actions show it's not really, it can't be really you. You in character.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
That's what I've seen with this stuff. That's what I said.
Huh.
For real though.
Interesting. Parents, I hope you're listening. That was a great boy. Parents, I hope you're listening. Boy, they talk about this.
And we got a comment from a female. We always
Kareem, talk to my girl. Talk to my girl, Kareem. What she say? You want me to put it up on the board? It's gonna take up. It's gonna take our whole. Jim, hold up. It's gonna take up the whole screen. Kareem will roll it down.
Let's take it up then. There you go.
Hold on.
AAU and summer basketball is a slippery slope, and you have to understand that much going into it. However, you have to intentionally have a tight inner circle. Be careful of your decisions regarding high school charts.
I got
you. AAU teams, sneaker or not, and even who you have your child training with or what have you. You have to be mindful and purposeful when you are protecting and navigating your child's path. It's about the child, not the parents and their dreams. Thanks, Karima. That's a long one, but a good one.
No, that wasn't long. That was good, Karima.
And reason being, you mentioned earlier about the tweet I mentioned about the class of 2025.
Yeah.
Her son is part of that class of 2025.
Oh, okay.
And in RCS sports, we don't rank freshmen anymore. Or we haven't the last 5 years or so. 5-6 years, we haven't done that. Mm-hmm. But if had been, her son might have been number 1 freshman in the area.
Who was her son?
Sebastian. Sebastian, he goes to St. John's High School. So he's following through that education that Justice Winslow got. It worked for him. Going to one of those types of schools.
Now you got me. That's my new favorite player.
Sebastian is about 6 foot, about 6'7".
What?
Ish. Long. As Alan Branch would say, he's a long drink of water.
Hold up. Hey, Jeffrey Day. Hey, Karima. Girl, I did not know. Hold up, Karima. I'm putting him in my. Hey, Karima. When I put him in here, he don't say that about many people, baby. Hold on.
Yeah.
You keep on talking, Jimmy. Let me put on Sebastian's name in there.
So when think about it, her son has just finished his first lap around the track. 9th grade, think of high school as 4 laps. It's a mile.
Uh-huh.
You're on the first lap, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Right? He's after the first lap around the track. This mother has learned this much. And her son hadn't even touched 17U yet. So So now put it back up there for him to see it one more time, Hannah.
Hold on,
So that means
that's
now they
my
might
girl
focus
there,
in
man. Hold
and
on.
pay
Let
attention.
me put
This
it.
is a parent
Kareem
of a kid that just completed his 9th grade year, and her son plays on for one of the sneaker programs, as you can see by his warm up, JL3.
Oh, I did
And
not
this
know
is
that.
Sebastian Williams Adams.
So what? Wait a minute. Which JL3 team he goes? The 15 or 16?
The 15 and under.
Oh, well, he on the team with Money Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Okay, that's a hold up. Like the dude on Wizard of Oz. That's a horse of a different color. Okay, keep going, Jimmy. Keep talking. Talking good today. Come on.
So this is why I give credit to. So now she's understanding about circle,
Yes.
keeping it tight,
Yes.
being mindful and
Yes.
purposeful,
Yes.
protecting and navigating.
Yes.
Where you pick from to go to high schools,
Yes.
where your choice. These are boxes that has to be checked out. And she says you have to intentionally have a tight circle. Understand
Guess what,
something?
Jimmy?
This is a mother that
Kareem-
don't. Her son goes to school in Houston. Kyla, she lives out of town, and she
What?
makes it to all of his grassroots basketball events. She flies and go and understand that
I love her.
to make sure
Her baby already.
that her son is being protected, because that's the thing. People will try their best to make grown folk who see. We all grown parents, you guys. Sometimes our economic means it dictates and influences our decision-making process.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody ain't got the economic means to go and fly themselves to different cities to be there as a protector for their kids while they navigate, especially the ones who are designated to be top shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see this type of stuff happening and you see a parent speaking out as such, it gets special favor with me automatically.
She made my
because
day.
You are the rare air in this business, because normally you would have, understand, there's going to be people when his recruitment starts to heat up.
Oh my God.
That some are going to contact the dad, some going to contact the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And if the coach try to go through the dad and not go through the mom, or vice versa, sometimes it can have a reverse or an adverse effect on that recruiting, because that means the other one is going to do what they can by any means necessary to X your ass out, because that's disrespectful.
Man, y'all just made my day.
Then guess what? You got some people of influence that's going to try to outside influence who ain't never been to now one of your kids' family reunions. You ain't know who this kid was, who this guy was, until your kids started playing basketball a couple of years ago. All of a sudden now.
But Jimmy, you're supposed to seek wise counsel. See, people just seek wise counsel, because some people outside your circle just might know more than everybody in your circle. So it's a key. But Karima, my question is, Karima, how did you learn about the chop shop? And this is key, Jimmy. When and how did you learn about the chop shop? Which one of the chop shop, our people on chop shop, how were you invited? I'm curious, Jimmy, because it's important. This is important. And I love the way she said that father is just as involved. So, hey, all you do, I hope y'all hear what she's saying. I'm gonna put that on the board, y'all, so y'all won't be playing around with her. Okay? Father is just as involved as I am. All right? So let's get that out the way. So you're okay. But Jimmy, I am curious. How did you learn about the chop shop? It's very important in the research that I'm doing about the chop shop right now. It's very important because we got a lady. I've been seeing your name pop up on the screen for months and months. And Jimmy, some of the things that she said, I know that we've covered on this chop shop. You follow me? I'm sitting there
You've
listening.
been watching, huh?
Yes, she been watching. So I'm just curious. That's why I always tell y'all to share the show. Share the show. Y'all be doing, hey, share the show. Yeah, baby. Share the show. Because it's another Karima Williams out there. It might be another kid. She just getting it. So Jimmy, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because I wouldn't have never known. Because guess what? That ain't my job. Ain't my job to know. But when he's 6'7", and in the 9th grade, Karima, he becomes my
he's
job.
solid. And somebody tweeted about him as being one of the top performers in that this past weekend. That's Delilah coaches that team. That's Delilah, that 15 under team.
And thank you, Marlon Lowe, because she said Marlon Lowe told her about the show. Thank you to Marlon Lowe. Thank you so much. But keep going.
2 years ago. Yeah, thanks
2
so
years
much.
ago.
And
Yeah.
shout out to Marlon Lowe. And speaking of Marlon Lowe, Jaylen Lowe has received an invite to the Pangos camp, which is going to be a great opportunity for him because sometimes it get lost. The Houston Hoops, as you mentioned earlier, had they finished 9-4. Live On finished in first place in their division of the EYBL. Houston Hoops finished second in their division. They're 9-4. They've been kicking ass this summer with and it wasn't expected. Remember, it wasn't expected for them to be the next man up. They pick up TJ Ford, put him in. Pick up. They had Big Robert, the shot blocker, this past. We pick him up, add him up there, move him up. He's playing with the team. And
pick up Ashton Hardaway.
Ashton Holloway, you get him a couple of weeks ago. Add him to the team. And so when you add all these new pieces while the wheels are still turning, that means it takes the point guard or somebody on that teammate in that locker room to keep everybody else to embrace those. Otherwise, you end up with a team with different cliques. Many of y'all out there have seen a situation before where you've had a team, but when they get back to the hotel, you got 12 players, but you got 4 cliques. And sometimes the coach will be the last person to know it. But shout out to them for doing. So I want to give you guys that news about that. But it's just awesome, man. Awesome convo. And once again, shout out to Live On. They're 10-3, finished first place. So know what that means? That means the move that was the decision that was made by Randy Livingston. And to accept Clyde Jackson's proposal to let me come and let's make us a Reese's peanut butter cup. I got my peanut butter, you got your chocolate. We can make this thing work. It has gained the attention of the Live On Blue Chips. Let me tell you. So now people were holding, it's an old saying. Well, I ain't gonna say what they used to say on the street because I know Miss Karima watching, but I paraphrase it. They were holding their sacks on old Clyde and old Randy Livingston that against a couple of months ago. And because Wesley Yates was the piece.
Great piece.
And they end up getting Orlando Harden this past weekend.
Yeah, I saw my young fella. I saw him out there.
I don't know what that's going to mean for Smurf Melinda because his minutes went down. He only played 3 minutes the last game they played.
Coach, that's what happens when you own these teams, Jimmy.
It's going to happen in college. It's going to happen in college the same way. People are trying to go. That's why the moral to that story, which is for another day, too many of y'all are putting y'all feelings in this stuff. And when you treating it like business, but you letting your feelings get involved. That's like a stripper falling in love. You can't do that with this grassroots stuff. I don't know what the hell wrong with some of you people. That's why I say some of y'all in character.
Jimmy, sometimes it'd be all right though. That's what they tell me.
Or stripper fall in love with stripper.
With the stripper.
You gotta get your feelings out of that.
Yeah.
Get your feelings out of that.
They wrote a song about it, Jimmy.
Man, y'all crazy, man.
I'm just messing with you. Man, it's unique, man. But I still say it was some bad basketball that I saw this weekend. And when I tell them that, I'm not. Y'all notice I didn't say one particular person. I just said a basketball bad. You can be a good player and still play bad basketball. I repeat, Marcus Smart shot the ball 5 straight times in the clutch and missed every last damn one of them the other night. 5 straight times in the last 4 minutes. And got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on the floor. That's how Miami got back in their game. Cause they just let Jimmy. All I'm thinking about, y'all, cause I went play after play. I did the Jimmy. I went and wrote the play-by-play, but I ain't gonna give it to us today because we run on time. But Jimmy, tomorrow I'm gonna give y'all ass play-by-play. But Jimmy, the man shot the ball the last 5 times. Guess what? Spoelstra said, let him beat us. Let him keep shooting them damn threes. When all he had to do is get to the middle, Jimmy, a little sweet spot, he can shoot the hell out of that floater. But he kept chunking the 3 up. That's not smart basketball, parents. He's the defensive player of the year. I didn't say he was a bad basketball player, but his choices, that's why Boston said they're going to move up this year to get them a point guard. And they done fell in love. They might not get him because he playing. I heard he damn near too good. That Nimrod, that boy that played for Gonzaga, boy, he'd be perfect. He'd be perfect with him. But I'm just, he's open for a reason. But see, hey, ladies and gentlemen, parents and kids, that's what I was talking about earlier, Jimmy. Jimmy, the basketball was terrible. They were beating the hell out the damn basketball. And them polar coaches, I know them coaches wasn't with that. But guess what? In this summer basketball, you know these. But guess what, coaches? Now y'all can coach because they can't go switch. They can go switch circuits. They can't go switch teams. Now y'all can get back to coaching. So what else you got, Jimmy? You can get us out of here.
Thanks, Robert Young, just reminded us that he said he's going to give you guys a shout out and let us know that David, Big Daddy Latine, from Worthing High School, retired his jersey today. And my little bro, Rodney Young, retired from the state today as well. Graduated from P.
Oh, Rock retired. That's right.
So I got a question. So
what's up, Rock?
Have the Worthing High School coach contact me. I don't really. That got to be better than this. School is out in HISD. Mm-hmm. So they retired Big Daddy Latine's jersey today, not at a basketball game when Worthing alumni can have a chance to come back and embrace it and rejoice and have him coming from a crowd and get his flowers on the with due diligence. You tell me that ain't so. Retired, all you mean they made a motion to plan to retire his jersey when this next season comes. You can't possibly you can't. It's not even supposed to work like that. So please have the Worthing High School coach contact me. So I want to talk with him. Maybe I can get some clarity on that. Mm-hmm. Oh, thanks, Darcy. HID is not out of school. It's supposed to happen at a game. Okay. It's supposed to happen at a game. If you played basketball, your jersey retired during a home game or a ceremony.
I got you.
That's how it goes.
I got you.
Especially a guy, you're talking about a guy that revolutionized basketball.
Basketball, yes.
You don't let him just sneak into a ceremony and get it hung up. Nobody's going to oppose him having his jersey retired. Yeah, maybe Larry Mishaw can come up next. He played at Worthing High School. Maybe Cadillac Anderson can come up next after him. Okay. But nobody's going to get mad if David Latine jersey retired. It got to be it got to be an event.
Jimmy, before we get off, we had a kid change teams. How did Tayshawn Archie do? Because I heard he was all right. He was decent.
Tayshawn Archie played he went this past weekend.
Uh-huh.
And he started playing with Nike Pro Skills, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Right.
And this past weekend he averaged 17, right at 18 minutes a game.
Okay.
a little bit, about 6.5 points a game.
Okay.
About 3.5 assists a game.
Mm-hmm.
And but he shot it 43% from behind the arc.
Okay.
And 44% from the field. This is in comparison. He had shot it now with the Houston Defenders. He averaged 14 points a game instead of 6 points a game with his new team.
Okay.
And, shot it 30% behind 3-point land compared to 43% this past weekend. The thing is with Archie, he has an offer from Mount St. Mary's. There's one Division I offer. This is a young man who starred at C. King High School this past year.
I love this game.
He led him in scoring, right? He led him in scoring. However, he's transferred to Katy Paytow.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
He's gone to Katy Paytow. Now, here's the deal. He has an offer, one Division I offer. Every school in this region that's in his range knows about him right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tayshawn Archie, if I'm you, I go and I play my way in the one more. The EYBL is coming up in July. Immediately after that, you should find your way on the campus, get you a visit with Mount St. Mary's or whatnot, and commit. You can't sign until November, the second Wednesday of November, young man. You only have one offer. That was a young man that was equally talented as you a year ago, that played on this very same sneaker circuit from Houston. He only had one offer last year. He thought and gambled himself that one offer would turn into 5.
Mm-hmm.
He was encouraged. Remember, everybody's influenced by somebody. Somebody influenced him and or his parents to not commit. And that young man was Sam Bradford. He had an offer from Lamar. He said, "No, don't worry, Coach Brooks. I could do better than that." Somebody from his camp called Lamar to try to commit. And they was like, "No, thanks, but we gone." That boat done sailed down the creek. Now, Tayshawn Archie, Sam Bradford was 6'5", 6'6". You're not. Take this offer. I don't care if it's Mount St. Mary's. I don't care if it's Hatter's favorite college in the world next to Memphis called Boogaloo State. Their mascot is the Boogers. The Boogaloo State Boogers. Had I gave them a mascot, you ain't never told them their mascot. Boogaloo State Boogers. Now, the Boogaloo State Green Boogers. That's what they go. That's the name of the mascot. But seriously, consider committing. And what's that going to do is the schools that have been playing around with you, they're going to either shit or get off the pot. They're going to try to get you to change your mind. It's your last lap around the track, young man. Stop playing with these offers. Grown folk don't really want you to commit because they figure the longer you hold out, the more coaches will come out and watch you to help the other have-nots, the other kids. And they try to parlay those schools. Don't mess with this. Don't play around with this stuff. That's why I'm so proud of JoJo Tugler from South Falls High School.
That's one of my
JoJo Tugler been playing well. U of H come. He said, "You know what? I'm committing." If JoJo Tugler wanted to go somewhere else, that's his prerogative. Mm-hmm. Just like if JoJo Tugler if he happens to start laying goose eggs on the basketball court and U of H want to go and recruit over him, that's their prerogative. But don't think you don't have an option to commit to a college. You don't have to sign. You don't have to sign.
I like that,
You
Jim.
can't sign right now. But if you commit, you get people's attention. Because you know what happens? There's a coach somewhere that done told his boss.
That's Big Daddy Latin, Jim. Keep talking.
That's Big Daddy.
That's Big Daddy. I think that's Ralph Cooper. I guess they was over there.
Well, Ralph Cooper is a Wording alumnus.
They just sent that to me. and I just wanted to put it up there on the screen.
Yeah.
I'll send it
I
to you.
mean, I wish they got to do another ceremony to put that.
They got to. They got to.
You got to.
Yeah.
You owe it to him to do that. You can't. You
Right.
got to let the kids know who he is.
Right.
Those 9th graders and 10th graders got to be able to see him in the flesh.
Right. Right.
Other than just reading the name on the wall, let them see him. That way the parents can see him and know how successful and how great he's looking for 60-something years old, 70 years old. He's 70 years old, man.
I know.
So that means that way you can see how clean cut, clean
Oh, he
shaven.
look nice.
That way the inspiring can come. You
Let
come
me
from word in high school. Look at how you can
Let me
look.
blow him up, Jimmy. Let me blow him up so people can. That's Big Daddy with the IAH shirt on.
No, that's me, Shaw.
That's me, Shaw. Where Big Daddy? Oh, he in the chair. Oh, he in the chair. Okay, I didn't see it.
That's
I'm
Big
sorry.
Daddy in the chair.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Oh,
right
okay,
there.
he's
That's right.
rolling in the chair now. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
He's still clean cut and good. Look good. Look good, Big Daddy.
Man, that's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. What Herb talking about? Talking about if he received that offer from the defenders, he might not be a committal offer. Man, come on, Herb. Oh yeah, Jim. Aladdin is 80, Jim. He almost 80.
I said 70-something. He 80.
Yeah, okay.
That's even greater.
No, man, but it was good. That was good, man. I learned something today.
What's damn near 80, 70-something, Walt? I said 70-something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's damn near. So anyway, guys, it's time to land this plane and get on up out of here, man. We're going to slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing. And thanks, Solo. He's a Wording grad as well. He says they're putting the banners up at Wording, and all of our greats in sports. Larry and Cadillac Anderson is going up, and also Cliff Branch,
right.
the former Oakland Raiders Super Bowl champ from Wording High School as well. That's a great thing. Remember, I wrote an article about this very topic a couple of years ago in the magazine, HISD, about the number of players and superstars at the high school level from yesteryear who did not have their jerseys retired at these schools. And some of these coaches need to step forward and do so. And the communities need to embrace these coaches for doing something that your previous coaches were too damn scared and too damn nervous to rattle cages and getting it done. And that's the thing. That's the part that trips me out. Some people go, man, why didn't the last coach do it? I ain't getting in the middle, let them alumni get mad at me. That's why. That's the common cry among current HISD coaches. Shout out to Coach Grayson at Booker T. Washington. He went and fought the elements. Tack Minor got his jersey retired this past season. You know what I'm saying? Which was a great thing. More need to do it. These guys don't wait till they die and pass on. These guys were great, man. That way now it can help. It can add years to their life. You think them guys ain't sit around and wonder and know their jersey ain't retired and they watch other people go in other people's school buildings and see jersey retired? You think that don't affect some people? You doggone right. So, man, had to clap and tip of my brim to Wording High School for doing what could have been done years ago. But anyway, guys, we up out of here. That's the tag. Share the show on your way out the door. There's never a time too late. Give us a thumbs up on the YouTube Boom Boom Room. But do us a favor and please share the show right now on your way out of the door. And we'll see you guys on tomorrow, Women Rock Wednesday. Got to get up out of here, man. Peace. Chop shop. For Robert Haller, it's Jim X. Be right back at you tomorrow on time. Check me out. June the 1st tomorrow.
Oh, Jimmy, hold up. Before I go, Jimmy, I got the hold up, man.
Are you looking this up?
Huh?
Haller,
come on.
I'm proud. What is that? What shirt that is? What shirt you got on? What shirt you got on?
No, it's just me. It's just
okay.
It's
I thought one of the more them janky ass Memphis shirts.
No, not today.
But I'm proud. I'm proud for one day. I'm proud for Memphis. Because they have announced that they finally getting rid of that ugly ass floor on the court.
I didn't like it, Jimmy. I didn't like it.
They finally gonna get rid of that court and they're redoing the floor for this basketball season. So the FedEx Arena, whatever it's called.
FedEx Forum.
And guess what they're doing? Which is cool. They're going to use input from the community to inspire.
Oh, hell no, not for them. Jimmy, you can't take, guess who might, you know that dude might, on that video might be on there now.
Which dude?
I'm finna find him for you.
Which dude? Which do
Hold up.
the community? They
Hold
will take input.
Hold up. Let me find. They might mess around and put him on it. We might, Jimmy. Hell no.
Y'all gonna have some burnt ass.
It's Memphis. Nothing but Memphis. Everywhere we go, it's Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee, the beautiful land in the world. It's Memphis.
Jimmy, we can't have him on there.
Say, y'all gonna have some burnt. Y'all gonna have that dude on one end of the floor. You got a picture of some burnt ass barbecue on the other end. You gonna have a guitar on the middle of the floor, BB King old guitar. Then you're gonna have the cussing ass pastor gonna be on the other end of the floor. Don't forget about that cussing ass pastor y'all got down there.
Hey man, don't be talking about the negatives. But what I want to tell y'all this Sunday, because we're gonna talk about it all week. But this Sunday, Jimmy, is opening day at Fundy Community Center. Bring these ball beaters down to all these ball beaters and dribbling all the balls all the damn time. Bring them to the No Excuses Pro-Am this Sunday, Jimmy. Let me say, the game starts at 12. Oh, Jimmy, the game started at 12:30 p.m. in the evening, 12:30, and go on to 9. So Sunday, y'all can just make it a whole Sunday. Let me see what they said. Join us Sunday. They got the Next Pro dancers. They got the Clutch City dancers too, Jimmy. The Rockets dancers coming out there. Hold up. They got giveaways. They got kid activities. They got food and drinks and more. I mean, Jimmy, the G League is part of the spot. It's sanctioned by the NBA. Hold up, y'all. They got a sign. Jimmy, it's sanctioned by the NBA. I'm going to give y'all some more information. Who else they got? It's NCAA certified. Dang. Pro-Am this Sunday. I know where I'm going to be after I hit that golf ball this Sunday. But, hey, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more this week. But, man, let's go out and support our former players. And guess what? Jimmy, they got girls playing too, Jimmy. And the girls ain't going to stop. Hold up. The women's, No Excuses, ain't going to. Jimmy, they play too. Starting June 5th. They got the girls too, man. Hey, man, y'all ain't got no excuse. Y'all got no excuse. Jimmy, one of these days they're gonna have to have Chop Shop Day. Cause we gonna come out there and I mean I think they on. I'm gonna get all the dates for y'all, tell y'all everything tomorrow. But man, let me tell you something, man. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you. We need this, man. We need this. And Jimmy, if D White's still there, D White, I'm not gonna be in town for the golf tournament. So that's why I just replied to you this morning. She tried to get me to go to a golf tournament. But y'all, I think let's be at the Fundy. Jimmy, let's just come down to the Fundy and have a nice day.
If I'm in town, then
yeah,
I'm gonna pass by that.
Yeah. You got all something. You got all something.
I'm saying, I may be at Pango's.
That's right. Yeah, you got to go look out for your mother-in-law son.
Well, ain't just him. We got Wesley Yates gonna be there, and some more.
Wesley Yates doing that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got some more cats gonna be there, and so I get the list as the week progresses through on the Pangos.
Let me know. All right.
But once again, you guys take care today. Great convo, and yes, you say I let John make it. Yeah, we say that to tomorrow. I want to give John a chance to come on here, which he did from the outside. So we'll talk about John. So yeah, John Urie, we're going to talk about you tomorrow. We want to know how you did this past weekend, because you put a tweet out there and went out to Po Mucci and his kids.
Oh,
we're gonna see. We're gonna talk about you on tomorrow.
See, y'all, I don't have no idea. So guess what?
Remember, I asked John. Remember, don't y'all remember? I tried to help him get some personnel.
Sure did.
He told me he said we good. We gonna be out. We all right. We better. Okay. I want to see how that worked out this past weekend. Then all of a sudden, once I can't wait. No, I'm gonna save something. I gotta save a lot.
Give me where's Pango? Is Pango in LA or in Vegas?
Vegas. Oh, what? LA. No, it's in Vegas at Bishop Gorman. In Vegas. Yeah. It's in Vegas.
I might take a trip to Vegas. Not to come watch no damn basketball though.
hey, Anita Baker in town.
I don't want to see her. But man, I can't wait till tomorrow, y'all. Oh my God. Y'all better be there bright and early tomorrow. Because Jimmy, I'm asking you that question first. Because I don't know what happened. And don't nobody call and text me what happened. I want it to be organic on the show because I want my reactions. I want to be able to say, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So let me know what happened tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll talk about Cashmere High School basketball and the coaching search. I'll give you all that, guys, on tomorrow as well. But we'll get up out of here. Got to run to a meeting at 3:00. But for today, share the show. Do us that favor. Give us that much. You love the Chop Shop, give us a share. Absolutely. Give us a thumbs up if you're on the YouTube feed. That's all we're asking you for. That's it. Give us a share. Share us to your page. Let other people know about us. But for Robert Adam, Jim Hicks, we up out of here. Peace. Chop Chop.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in. I'm Retro. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop